Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. Happy 67th birthday, Godzilla. It's a bit of a late one, but hey, at least I got around to it, my guy. We're going to be celebrating the King of the Monsters' birthday by reviewing a Godzilla movie. Today we're going to be checking out Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. So with that being said, let's get started with the review. The prologue of the film acknowledges the events of the first Godzilla film, using the 1954 Godzilla monster rather than a successor Godzilla, while inventing its own timeline, explaining that the oxygen destroyer was never used here and that the capital of Japan was moved to Tokyo to Osaka. In 1966, Godzilla attacks the first Japanese nuclear plant in Takao Bakara Prefecture. After this, the G-Graspers, a section of a Japan self-defense force, is dedicated to combat Godzilla in 1996. Clean plasma energy replaces the nuclear energy, but this does not deter Godzilla from attacking the original plasma energy reactor. As a result of this, plasma energy is banned in the country. Once getting to the actual monster stuff, the film actually picks up. In 2000, an experimental satellite-based weapon that fires miniature black holes, called the Dimension Tide, opens up a wormhole through which a prehistoric dragonflies enter the present and deposits a single egg before exiting through the wormhole. A boy named Jun Hasaki finds the egg and takes it with him. He moves it to Tokyo. The egg starts oozing a strange liquid, so Jin throws the egg in the sewer, and the egg, actually a mass of hundreds of eggs, splits up and starts growing when exposed to water, hatching into dragonfly larvae called megaguirus that come out of the sewer to feed the flood a portion of the city and molt on the sides of buildings, becoming megaguirus. Meanwhile, Godzilla appears in search of a source of nuclear energy. Despite the edict shutting down all such attractions, after its 3 previous appearances, Godzilla is fighting the G-Graspers, who are assisted by a rebellious scientist, Hame Kadu. The swarm of Mangula are attracted to Godzilla and his energy, and attack it. During the course of the battle, the Dimension Tide is launched, but Godzilla survives the attack, and most of the Mangala are killed, both Godzilla and the Dimension Tide, but a few manage to drain off some of Godzilla's energy and return to the sewer, with Godzilla seemingly following them. With the last of their strength, the Mangula inject Godzilla's energy into a huge sleeping larva that is a giant pulsating cocoon. It molts from appears in the water as Megaguirus, the queen of the Mangala. After destroying part of the Shibuya with a shockwave generated by her beating wings, Megaguirus heads to the waterfront and faces Godzilla. As they engage in a lengthy battle, she uses her speed to avoid Godzilla's attacks. But eventually, Godzilla uses its own speed against her. As she flies towards Godzilla, it lunges forward with its dorsal fins in her path. She flies into the fins, and one of her arms is severed. Megaguirus, having been mutilated by Godzilla's energy, generates a blast similar to Godzilla's atomic breath and knocks Godzilla down. Megaguirus speeds forward with its stinger on long lowered, trying to stab Godzilla between the eyes. In a climactic moment, Godzilla catches the stinger in its mouth and crushes it in its jaws. Godzilla finally blasts Megaguirus with his atomic breath, causing it to burst into flames and die. It is revealed that Godzilla was attracted to a secret plasma energy project housed in the Science Institute. In violation of the ban, the G-Graspers continue their mission to destroy Godzilla, but with the Dimension Tide failing out of orbit, they are unable to get a lock on it. The vengeful Meyer Karuto plots to ship towards Godzilla, injecting the only last second of the Dimension Tide and able to lock onto the coordinates. They fire it just before burning on re-entry. Godzilla blasts the approaching black hole with its atomic breath and heat ray, but vanishes in pursuit. However, Hinomori again exists Kaluto to investigate the suspicious seismic activity in the after credits scene. At June's school, an earthquake happens, and Godzilla's roar is heard again as he appears once more. The film is actually really good. I like the kind of horror movie aspects they went going forth with this kind of dragonfly monster that they came out with. And I think it was really cool. I like the sort of really spiky, dragon-like, details they went with the dragonfly. Having it just be a giant mutated dragonfly would have been cool. But the fact that they actually, made it even cooler by adding spikes and making it look really edgy, I thought was really cool. This monster actually fights really dirty. When I first watched this film, I was just surprised at how dirty this thing was fighting, sneaking up on Godzilla to attack him, dropping buildings on him. This thing was a nasty piece of work. But our man defeated this thing, broke its stinger, smashed its leg off, and the day was saved. However, Godzilla was transported elsewhere. It's believed that he was just moved across the planet somewhere else. It's still a great movie, and I think it was definitely an awesome continuation of the super cool Godzilla 2000 movie, which was one of the first ventures into Godzilla as the Japanese franchise, because the first Godzilla movies I had ever really watched were the 1998 film and 2014's Godzilla. I think it's definitely a really good watch if you get around to it. It's an awesome movie, and I think that it's going to be a movie that Godzilla fans are going to watch for years to come. But let me know what you guys think about this movie in the comments below. And with that being said, do take care, have a great night, and happy birthday to the G-Man.